there's 4 billion people in the world. If the water's rising, if everyone just drank an extra litre of water a day, more than they'd usually have, and held it in, 4 billion litres of water just bang, gone like that. That's the capacity of the Pacific Ocean. I imagine. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it.
I'm no scientist.
If you couldn't hold it in, just have to go in the bath with the plug-in. It's
just store it somewhere above sea level, and it'll all be all right.
Yeah,
freeze it.
Yeah.
Why don't we just
freeze it, mate? Yeah, make a big fridge in this. That probably won't create any problems. Store water in it.
Or you could push natural sponges down into your stomach.
Yeah.
And then it would hold it there so you wouldn't need to wee.
You're right.
Perfect.
That's a nightmare vision of the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
The government ordering you to push sponges down your throat. Lisa.
I'm going to go for that sort of veneer of service that you get from the world as a corporation as it's become. In that they've got to have, for example, a call centre. When you ring up and it's just like, hello, I'm Denise, how can I help you? And you just say, I don't think you're going to be able to help me, Denise, because it's quite a complicated issue. And in the middle of me explaining it to you, you're going to say to me, I've got to go to the manager and check this. So why don't we cut out the middleman and give me the manager straight away, please? Only, Denise, that can't compute, so you have to do it all. Then you put on weight with something hideous on the what's-it. And actually, I've begun to find that where anybody is offering a service, everyone's trained to a nice shell-like level, but there's no depth of knowledge to it, because there can't be. Because why would you know everything about, I don't know, an integrated oven? How could you?
Can I just throw one other little one out there, because this is something that struck me recently that really annoyed me, was people got really annoyed about Barack Obama getting the Nobel Peace Prize, and I did a little bit of research into the Nobel Prize system, and I am livid with the Nobel Prize system, because the stuff they give it to, I looked, this year, the Nobel Prize for Physics was given to 3 Japanese scientists that had developed a thing called split symmetry theory, which is to do with human interaction with the space around it. And you think, to the Nobel Prize Committee, have you seen the iPhone? There is an application on that where you can find any Nando's in the country and the quickest route to it, and you're giving it to 3 Japanese guys that worked out where you can do a pee in a vacuum. No. Because that's not what that award should be about. Because they give it like, Albert Nobel, he invented dynamite, that's cool. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to give the chemistry prize this year to some guy that invented a medicine for duck AIDS. No, give it to the guy that invented poppers.
I disagree.
Real thing!
What do you mean, real things? No, the point, because the guy who invented the iPhone, or one of the many other phones that are but he will be rewarded with riches and sexual favours and a page on Wikipedia, right? Whereas the 3 Japanese scientists who have come up with this probably not very glamorous theory that's that's what the Nobel Prize is for. It's to shine a light on boring stuff. Sure.
Yeah, but dynamite. You invented dynamite, Nobel. That's cool.
Yeah, but the formula for dynamite is boring.
I don't think it's fair because they're set, aren't they? The categories are set. There's no Nobel Prize for a Radio 4 quiz show, for example, and yet you get like £1 million. If you win the Nobel Prize for Literature, it's like nearly £1 million.
Yeah.
I'm going to start writing poems just on the off chance.
Yeah.
OK, anyway, right. End of the round. That was... OK, so Jack, you had personal trainers, gyms, the Nobel Prize, basically every aspect of the modern world. Richard, you had ecological apathy, leaving televisions on standby.
I wish I'd thought of that.
It's quite serious. It's like George Monbiot. I don't know whether it's that George Monbiot. I should know. I write for George Monbiot or George Monbiot. Anyway. Imagine, it doesn't need... It's a silent T. Imagine all the resources that have gone into printing those silent Ts throughout the years. What an ecological monster. That's a good point. I've just thought of that. Yeah. And Lisa, you had customer services that don't actually care. Oh, what a cynic you are. You know what? Since it's actually going to threaten and kill us all, I'm going to give a point to Richard.
Get in.
Now to our final round, in which I'll be asking my guests a series of quick-fire questions. As ever, the wrongest answer to each one wins a point. We will start with... what's the worst thing you've ever done for money?
At a party once, for £50, I tried to eat a whole packet of butter.
That is the sort of thing, once you've started, if you don't make it to the end, you're going to look stupid.
Yeah,
Whereas
well,
there's some sort of victory.
I failed. It was so disgusting. I did get 2 mouthfuls, which is the worst possible. Because it's quite rich.
I always use Flora. It's so much easier.
Has anyone...
Worst thing I did was quite recent. I did a corporate for a lot of banks in the UK, and I was the most inappropriate person that they could have chosen. And I went on stage, and it turned out that RBS was sat in the front row, and I'd noticed that one of the RBS bankers hadn't finished his meal, so I said, "Eat up. I paid for that meal." Not popular.
You know what? I'm going to give you a point, though, Richard. I'm sorry. I've got to give you a point. Eating a pound of... Failing to eat a pound of butter. Just pathetic. OK, what's the worst subject for a protest song?
Too much love.
That is a song, isn't it? Too much love will kill you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Too much love... Who sang that? Too much love will kill you. It'll kill you every time.
Queen.
Oh, yeah, it's sort of a... Oh, OK, yeah. It's a tragic, yes. All right.
The weirdest protest thing, well, it's not like a protest thing, but it's a charity event that I had to do, which I'm about to slag off the charity technically, which I don't mean to because I'm meant to be a patron of them, not for much longer. But I went and did it. It's called Save the Rhino, and that was all about saving the rhino and stuff. And they gave me these pamphlets to read out at the beginning to give some information. And the first fact was like there are only 40,000 rhinos left in the wild. It's 40,000. Like, it's like, could you not call me back when there's 12 or 10?
That's not a song.
Yeah, but it's like a protest thing. It was like a cause, I thought.
Save the remaining 40,000 rhinos.
That's a pretty
what a
bad
long
title.
song.
Works.
What about a protest song about stop killing the swine flu virus?
It's almost a person too.
Yeah. Why? So, yeah.
Protest. Protest. Blowing in the wind is a protest song, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what is it a protest about?
It wasn't me, it was a naughty dog.
I'm going to give Jack a point.
Wow, he's coming to take it.
What's the worst shop name you've ever seen?
I saw one this morning that was quite good, called the Happy Chappy Chippy. I thought that was quite good, but it was next door to Sunlight Kebabs.
Is that how they're cooked?
Well, I
There's a sandwich shop in Wickham called Baguette Me Not. But I don't think that's a very good name, because presumably if you want a sandwich, you want to say baguette me, not... You go in and go, baguette me not. Oh. All right.
The transaction is over. Yeah. I did once see an off-licence as well called A View to a Drink. Just like sounded like a pun was coming and just fell. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to give Richard a point for Baguette Me Not. That noise means it's game over, making Richard this week's worst contestant. Congratulations, Richard. You're officially so wrong, you're right. Thank you all my guests and the audience. That's the end of the show. Good night.
So Wrong It's Right was hosted by Charlie Brooker with guests Lisa Tarbuck, Richard Herring and Jack Whitehall. The producer was Alan Evans and it was a Zeppotron production for BBC Radio 4.